Well, all right, here we go, Paula. Well, hey there, guys. Today we are at our 31st National Park. We're at Mount Rainier National Park in Washington, and today we're going to take the Skyline Trail up to Panorama Point.
Yeah, it's a 4-mile hike with about 1,700 feet of gain. There's supposed to be a lot of snow and ice, so it's going to be a big adventure.
We are prepared with our spikes and our trekking poles and extra layers of clothes and plenty of food for the day. So I think we're about as good to go as we can be. So let's get started.
Let's go.
Well, that was a cool way to begin our hike today with that quote by John Muir on those stone steps, wasn't it?
It was.
The first part of this is paved, but that is not going to last long.
Well, we're 0.1 mile in, and I'm already out of breath. It is a climb from the very beginning. I love the contrast of this shadowy area that we're hiking through and seeing the mountain all lit up from the sunshine up ahead. It's like a painting.
Yeah, this whole area is like a big museum full of paintings. I'm sure we're going to get to see Rainier and the surrounding areas from all different kinds of angles and perspectives. I mean, this is God's canvas, and he is quite the artist.
You're so right.
We are seeing plenty of snow. It's June 30th, by the way, so tomorrow is July, and the snow, even at this elevation, is still likely this time of the year.
Yeah, it really isn't affecting us right now, but we will be traveling through some of it at some point today.
We're about a mile into our hike, and we have been treated to some amazing views of Mount Rainier right out of the parking lot.
Oh yeah, just all the way, beautiful views.
Gorgeous all around us.
It is. Not just Mount Rainier, but all the mountains behind us and to the side of us, just
We're kind of immersed in it, aren't we?
We are.
And then, of course, Mount Rainier is right in your face. It is looming large. We are up close and personal with it. This is about the best thing you can do other than summit it, which is above our skill level at this point.
This time, for sure.
It's been amazing. We got a little off the Skyline Trail. We're actually on Dead Horse Creek Trail right now. It will rejoin Skyline Trail in probably a quarter of a mile or so. We just followed the crowd, and this is the one they were all taking. And so
it was the clear path, so everybody took it.
Exactly. It does meet back up, and so we'll get back on that trail in just a moment.
And we'll take the Skyline Trail back down, so make sure that we don't miss anything.
Yes. The trailhead, by the way, is located near the entrance to the Jackson Visitor Center in the Paradise area of the park.
Yeah, and the Skyline Trail is one of the most popular hikes here in Mount Rainier National Park, so you can expect a lot of people and a bit of congestion in some areas, especially later in the day. Yeah,
and we're at about 5,400 feet starting out, so breathing will be a bit labored until we get adjusted, because you immediately, just right out of the gate, start with the climbing. I mean, there isn't any easing into it with a gentle stroll. It's just up, up, up. Well, we have hit a full-on snowfield. This is kind of what I've been ready for all day. Been looking forward to playing on this.
I hope you don't regret it.
You too. So the views we are getting of Mount Rainier are really deceptive because it looks so close, like we aren't that far away from the top. But to give you some perspective, when we get to Panorama Point, we will only be at around 7,000 feet, and the summit will still tower over us at 14,410 feet. So when we get there, we won't actually even be halfway to the top of this mountain.
Yeah, most people who summit Mount Rainier actually do it over a 2-day period with an overnight camping stay. So don't let the close-up views fool you. This is a monster of a mountain that we won't even get halfway up today.
But we are quite satisfied with what we're going to experience and see today.
What a beautiful sight it is.
Well, we've reached the point in our hike where we need to put on our spikes, or it could be a slippery, slidey descent that we don't want to take at this point.
Right, and I've got my trekking poles out too. I need all the help I can get.
The people that are coming down are saying around the corner as you approach Panorama Point that there is a very icy ledge, and if you slip off of it, there is nothing to stop you. So we're gonna
take an extra layer of precaution here and safety, and get these on and manage as best as we can with that.
And just in case you're interested, we are using the Catula Nano Spikes, which easily fit over our hiking shoes and provide excellent traction on ice. We've used them many times before and haven't had any kind of slipping at all. I mean, they are very, very reliable on ice.
Yeah, and they fit into our packs really well. They don't take much room at all. Weather conditions change often in the mountains, but so far it's been quite pleasant, and we haven't needed any jackets today, but we do have them in our backpacks as well.
Yeah, now if we could just pack an escalator to pull out from time to time on these climbs.
For sure.
A little treacherous through here, Paula. It's just a little treacherous through here. Oh, look at that view, Paula.
That is spectacular.
We're about a quarter of a mile to Panorama Point, which will be our turnaround, and we have had just some amazing views.
It is a beautiful trail to hike for sure.
And the weather today is just stunning. They said yesterday it was very cloudy and visibility was poor. There's not a cloud hardly in the sky today.
The
Blue
mountain
skies.
is out, as they would say.
The mountain is out, as they would say in the area.
Right. So we have had a couple of slick areas going up. I was happy to have my trekking poles and my spikes. Jimmy said he would have been fine without them, but
I think it would have been okay without them, at least for me. But we are coming up on a little small descent that they say is just a sheet of ice, where I think the spikes would definitely be necessary. We'll see what that looks like. But we got just a little bit to go, and it has been just amazing. Couldn't have asked for a better hike so far.
Right.
And we're looking forward to seeing what's around the corner.
So as you can see, this is a strenuous hike. It's rated as hard, not because of its length, and it's not a very long hike, but because of the amount of climbing over a short distance. I mean, some of the ascents and descents are quite steep, and when they're covered in snow or ice, they can be demanding and just wear you out.
yeah, so take your time and take some rest breaks and just take it all in.
Yeah, we're not out here to break any speed records, and we sure don't want to break any bones.
Yeah, we're just here to enjoy the time.
Yeah, the more time, the better.
Right.
What do you think?
It's nice, but I don't want to turn around and look behind me. I'll be scared.
We'll deal with that
I know.
on the way back down. Huh?
I'm already thinking about it.
We made it to Panorama Point. Well, we made it to Panorama Point, but we saw that the trail extends onward and upward, and a lot of people were going on up. It looks like there's another viewpoint about, it looks like 110 more feet according to our All Trails app, and maybe less than a quarter of a mile. So, you know us, we have this fear of missing out, and we don't want to do that today, so we decided we'd keep climbing.
And it didn't look too snow covered, so I was okay with going on.
And we got a really early start, and it hasn't taken us nearly as long to get here as we thought it might. So we've got all day, so we might as well just go a little farther and enjoy this beautiful, beautiful day and beautiful, beautiful views.
So as we have ascended, the views have just kept getting better.
Yeah, it is absolutely breathtaking up here.
Literally and figuratively. The section we're in now is really kind of fun with all the twists and turns. I've really been enjoying it.
Yeah, and it's not as steep with all the switchbacks, so it's giving us a little break from that big snowy climb from earlier.
But it's not flat either.
No, it's definitely still climbing. It's still hard work for sure.
It hasn't been flat since we walked across the parking lot back at the visitor center.
But we love mountain hikes because you get views that are worth every step you have to take in order to see them.
And we haven't stopped seeing beautiful views since we left that parking lot.
So we stopped for a snack, and we have our trusty peanut butter sandwiches.
And I don't know that you can find a better view behind us and in front of us and to each side of us that we have right now for our lunch.
I can't imagine where it would be.
This is about as good as it gets, I think.
It's a beautiful day. It's amazing.
I can't even describe it. The only thing that I can think of that's more beautiful than all of this is this sweet lady right here beside me.
Isn't he sweet?
So this is the Panorama Point overlook that you can see down there with people on top of it. We hiked up about half a mile from there and are all alone. And it is amazing, the views up here.
So we're going to explore just a little bit at this overlook and show you guys around. It's reasonably flat up here, so we can take a look in every direction. The breeze has picked up, but it feels really nice. It's not chilly at all.
Visibility is so good today. We can see some peaks off in the distance that often aren't visible at all. Today we have views of Mount Adams, Mount Hood, and then Mount St. Helens. Just tremendous visibility today.
Well, I'm glad we made the additional hike up to this overlook, aren't you?
Yeah, it's only about a half a mile and not too much climbing.
And there really wasn't any snow or ice or anything
not
like
much.
that.
And it's just gorgeous up here.
It is, and we've mostly been up at this part by ourselves.
We have.
The Panorama Point section was really, really busy down there, but not a whole lot of people have come up to this little rocky overlook that we've been kind of camped out on for the last half hour, enjoying the views and some good food. We're gonna head back down now. We do have a little bit of an icy patch that we're gonna have to navigate.
I'm not looking forward to that. I'm a little bit nervous about going down on the snow-covered parts.
It's gonna be fine. We may just slide down a little quicker than we're expecting.
I hope not.
So I have a confession, Paula. I like the views from the second, that unnamed overlook, even better than what we saw at Panorama Point.
I think I did too. Just being up a little higher, you get to see more.
Exactly. But there is a porta potty at Panorama Point, so we got to give that a little bit of extra credit, right?
Back to the snow, Paula. Back to the snow. No, this isn't the bad section. This is a okay section here. Now this part, well, it's not the worst we're gonna have today, but I remember you don't like it much. Careful. Nicely and safely done. Well, the trip back down is just as beautiful as the trip up was.
Okay, Paula, we're approaching that snow chute, that shortcut. You gonna take it with me?
No way.
Okay, I'm sliding solo. Stop me at the bottom.
Well, we're about, what would you say, a mile on the way back down? And it hasn't been nearly as treacherous on those snowy, icy patches as I was afraid it might be.
No, the only treacherous part was trying to get around all the crowds that are coming up now that it's gotten later.
Yeah, you've got a whole conga lines of people coming up, and it is definitely single file.
It is.
So you have to try to figure out a place to get off to the side and let people pass. Definitely want to get here as early as possible, and that's kind of true of any hike that you're going to do.
It is.
I did get a really good slide down. Several people got to do it, and then a volunteer came along and said they didn't want us to do that anymore. I was about to go back up for a second one, and so we always try to obey the rules. If a volunteer or a ranger or somebody like that with any kind of official capacity says don't do something, we try to abide by those rules. But it was fun doing it once before we were told we couldn't do it.
No, not for me. I decided not to do it. It looked too scary to me. There was no good stopping point. I mean, you could have kept going over the edge.
Glad I didn't.
Right.
Maybe you can see on screen there's a little ridge right through there. That's where we were just a few minutes ago. Panorama Point is just beyond that ridge there, and then we went an additional about a half a mile up beyond that area, and just amazing. But you can see how far we've come down in just a short amount of time and how small the people look up there. It is a big, big climb. Well, we've arrived at the section of the Skyline Trail that we inadvertently skipped this morning due to our detour of following everyone else.
Right.
So we're kind of excited to go down this section and see what it's like on the way down, and we'll try to remember to look back so we can see what we would have seen on the way up this morning.
Right.
We get a little misdirected sometimes, but that's okay. Not all who wander are lost, right? Sometimes, though, those who wander really are lost.
we were.
So we've got some steps here that give us a little more stable footing in this section. And we've been hearing those birds in every section we've been on today, right?
I know, we have. We've got no idea what kind of birds are up here, but they've been singing to us all day, and it has just added a beautiful soundtrack to our hike.
Yeah, definitely. And we've had this smell of the evergreens in the air. It's been kind of sensory overload with the sights and sounds and smells today. Just amazing.
Slip sliding, Paula.
This abundant sunshine we're having today is melting the snow and creating some slushy areas and a bit of runoff here and there. And we've got these wispy clouds that are starting to roll in. Just very picturesque today, really all day in every direction.
Well, that hike was a perfect 10.
Oh, it was. The weather, everything today was just about perfect.
I really don't know that we could have improved on anything that happened today.
We have been looking forward to this since we saw an America's Parks video on this trail, and it lived up to everything we hoped it would be.
It did not disappoint even a quarter of a percentage point.
It was awesome.
It was awesome. We had a wonderful time, about 5 miles, about 5.5 for me.
Yeah.
Just under 2,000 feet of climbing overall. Just awesome.
It was a beautiful day.
You know what else would be awesome?
What's that?
If we were to get something to eat.
I like it.
Let's get cleaned up and go find something.
Let's do it.
So we drove to Centralia, Washington, which is near where we're going to be staying tonight, to grab something to eat.
Yeah, we're at the Main Street Grill, and it's rated very high, and so we're excited to get some food.
Let's go get some.
So this is our kind of restaurant. Lots of options that we like here.
Yeah, we had a bit of a hard time deciding about what to order. Do we go with breakfast or lunch items?
Tough choice. I decided to go with the Philly steak sandwich, which has thin slices of roast beef, Swiss cheese, grilled onions, and green peppers served on a French roll with a side of fries.
And I got the Hawaiian chicken sandwich, which is a grilled chicken breast topped with Swiss cheese, ham, pineapple, lettuce, and teriyaki sauce, served on a hamburger bun with a side of fries. And they both look delicious and smell delicious.
Okay, less talking and more eating.
Well, that was quite filling, but we had to order some pie too.
Yeah, we wanted a different kind of filling, pie filling.
We couldn't decide on just one, so we ordered a piece of lemon meringue pie and a piece of peanut butter pie to split.
Split? I'm eating both of them.
You just kind of want to let it linger on your tongue. The flavor is so delicious. That food was awesome. I am so stuffed.
Especially the pie. It was
Every bit of it was good, but that pie was a nice finishing touch, wasn't it? I don't know which pie I liked better, the peanut butter pie or the lemon meringue pie, but they were both awesome.
We decided if we ordered it again, we'd get the lemon meringue because the slice was bigger.
Right. It was at least 50% bigger than the other one.
Both were really good.
They were yummy. We have had an amazing time, haven't we?
It was a great day today.
Mount Rainier was just awesome. The food was awesome. Paul is awesome. Life is awesome. So we're just grateful for the time that we've been here. We do have a lot more to do in the area, but we're going to have to save that for another episode.
That's it for our mission. What's your mission?
Peace out. Stupid tripod broke. At least we didn't break. That's the main thing, I suppose. It hasn't been nearly as treacherous. I don't think you're blocking the sign out. Go to your left a little. No, that's back to the right a little. You can tell what's the sign. Whoa, I'm about to fall over there. I think he was chasing that other one. He was mad.
I know.
Okay. You ready yet?
I'm ready.
We doing this?
We're doing it.
Are we gonna wrap this up?
We are.
They probably want us to wrap it up.
They probably do.
They're probably done.
Quicker, the better.
Quicker the better. Let's go. Oh no, we already went. It's time to, we're done. We're done here.
Well, hey guys, it's Jimmy here. Our mission in every episode of this vlog is to share one of our fun-filled adventures with you guys. But our greater mission in life is to share our hope and happiness with you. One of the ways we do this is through a short faith-based thought for the day that I write. They take about a minute to read each day. They're free, and they're available at finishlinefaith.com or facebook.com/finishlinefaith. I hope you'll take a look.